Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into this thing. All right, folks, we've got some teams that want payback, and they feel like this is the year for them, and there's blood in the water at Tennessee. So this is their opportunity in their mind. And I know this is going to surprise some Tennessee fans out there because, look, we have won 30 games in the last 3 years, and we're all like, well, that's the way it's supposed to be. Remember back in the 90s when we were really good? Well, we're just back to that. No big deal. We're just winning. Other teams don't see us that way. They're used to the Butch Jones, the Dooley, the Jeremy Pruitt, and they liked us there. They liked us stinking up the joint. And they got used to whooping up on us, which they did. And there's a couple teams in here, they want payback bad. And there's actually 5 teams that I'm going to name to you, and I'm going to rank them from 5 down to 1, the teams that really want revenge on Tennessee. I'm going to start out with Oklahoma. Now, we beat them last year at Norman, and I don't think they really appreciated. Now, they'd love to hire Josh Heupel. They're down on Brent Venables. He's a heck of a defensive coach, but his offense kind of stinks, and he's struggling. And they've had 2 losing seasons out of the last 3 years, which is unacceptable at Oklahoma. They consider themselves a blue blood, and they've been in the playoffs a lot, and this is hot seat central. But they didn't appreciate what Tennessee did to them last year. Because if you remember, we kind of toned it down on offense because our defense was playing really well. We had shown some signs that we like to fumble the ball occasionally, strip sack with the quarterback, and he was overthrowing some guys. So we shut down the passing offense and just started running the ball, and they noticed.
Josh Heupel in Tennessee, because people are really hyping up the defense in the second half, and God bless those kids. I love them. Josh Heupel had no respect for our offense tonight, that he just mailed it in the second half. You don't believe me? 3rd and 14, he runs a draw play up the gut against our front 7. He didn't. He had like 1 attempt passing down the field just to put the game away. Josh Heupel effed around all second half. He effed around all second half. It didn't matter because he knew our offense. He knew our offense couldn't get to 20 points. They could not get to 20 points. And the moment he thought that his team was in danger of potentially losing, he would have turned the page in his playbook and then tried to eviscerate us.
Yeah, they realized it. Their offense kind of stunk up the joint. Our defense was really good, so it was a combination of both. The field was very difficult to play. If you'll remember, Dylan Sampson said in that game, he ran straight downhill. He didn't want to cut because he was afraid he'd hurt his knee or his ankle because they had really long grass and it was really wet. And that's one of the reasons why Oklahoma didn't have any wide receivers left. They have to play on that field on a regular basis, and they all had soft tissue injuries because you can't cut on a soft, wet, long field. And I think Oklahoma did that thinking, hey, we'll slow down Tennessee. They really didn't have to because we just ran the ball. Anyway, they want revenge, but what they really want is Josh Heupel as their head coach, but they'll also take revenge. So I put them at number 5 because, look, Josh played for them. It stings a little bit to have him come and win at Norman. That's not an easy place to win a game, or at least it used to not be. Number 4 is Vandy of all teams, which normally they're just, look, they're kind of a doormat for most teams in the SEC.
How dare you?
Until recently. Now, granted, there was a time when they had James Franklin, who was terrific, and they won 9 ball games a couple times. But those days are long gone. Well, Diego PAVIA showed up and changed everything. And before I get into what the revenge he wants, dude beat Alabama and Auburn. Alabama state champions, Diego PAVIA.
It's not true. That's impossible.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
Yeah, nobody can believe it, especially the Auburn and Bama fans. Well, anyway, now Vanderbilt's got Tennessee on the mind, and they want to beat us. And they wanted to beat us last year, and they really want to beat us this year because, again, there's blood in the water. Our situation with quarterback is not good. They know that. The whole Nico thing has really put us in a difficult spot. So they think we're weak now. And here's what they had to say.
I want to
to beat Tennessee, and I need everyone to be on the same page.
We can beat Tennessee, live in Saturday.
We're not leaving that stadium on Saturday without a win.
They think they're going to destroy us. Every single one of them dudes, you know, we're going to win this game at all costs.
Oh, yeah, and it's going to be worse this year because, like I said, they think they've got us now. They don't have a quarterback. Well, we don't know. Joey Aguilar might turn out to be a really good quarterback. He could be the next Hendon Hooker. We didn't know Hendon was there. He was sitting on the bench. He'd been put on the bench at Virginia Tech and was sitting on the bench at Tennessee. All of a sudden, the next 2 years, he gets on the field, scores 60 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Some of the best numbers I've seen since Joe Montana. Maybe Joey Aguilar could be something like that, a Hendon Hooker 2.0. If he did anywhere close to those numbers, I'd be thrilled. And you never know. It's a Josh Heupel offense. Sometimes you just bring in a guy that's, you know, people have kind of forgotten about, and he lights it up. Now we need to talk about a perennial team that really does not like Tennessee. And when the whole Nico thing went down, they were so happy about it.
Of the day.
Oh, please.
This man's genuine laughter when the Nico news dropped. You know, Kentucky was just about to get started. We're just plugging in our computers. The guys are stretching on the field. Coaches aren't out yet. And then the big bomb comes out of Tennessee. And Roush had like an evil villain laugh in the press box.
You want me to try to recreate?
If you want, but
No, that wasn't even my favorite part. My favorite part was when Roush got online and was mad the Tennessee fans weren't madder.
Yeah. Like, come on. Y'all should be melting down right now. The prince that was promised. He is not Azora High. He is over on the other side of the wall after he killed your king. What are you talking about? This guy was going to take you to the promised land. He let you down, and you're going to let him walk? Good riddance. No, come on. This is Josh Heupel's fault. If he had a better offense, if he was a better developer of talent, Nico would be taking you the national title. There needs to be riots on Rocky Top. What are you doing?
Oh, yeah. Nick Roush. Oh, he wants to beat our team so bad. He's so sick and tired of losing to Tennessee that he can't stand it. I would normally have put them a little bit higher, but because we've beaten them so many times, I can't put him any higher than third. But as far as desire is concerned, they're almost Nick is definitely number one.
Can we just beat this team? I know that Mark Stoops has done a lot of good things. This is his one really bad thing. The stupid stat about beating teams with a winning record and taking the next step and blah, blah. Just freaking beat Tennessee. Please, can we just stop losing to this stupid team with their stupid orange colors, and their stupid song, and their woo, get their woo on out of here.
Oh, yeah, he can't stand the Vols. Now we got to go to number 2. This is a team that has had our number for a decade and a half, and that is the Florida Gators. Oh, my gosh. That team, that's my nemesis. That is my Newman.
Hello, Newman.
Hello, Jerry.
Yeah, the Gators drive me crazy. And it's because we're as good as them, but they had our number for 15 years. And we have not beaten them at the Swamp, and I can't remember when. And believe me, they want revenge, something awful, because losing to us 2 out of the last 3 years is not right. In their head, they can't deal with that. And the whole Billy Napier thing, whether he gets fired or not, has driven them crazy. Then they got on the Billy Napier train. So here was their reaction after our game last year.
I'm out of patience. I don't know. I'm done.
He burned. Look. He burned. Look, I mean, the bridge was already burned. I mean, like, look, the thing is, on Wednesday, I had this conversation. I go, hey, if Billy rattles off, right? And it kind of got misinterpreted because it was simply just like a what if scenario. Not that I was back on the train for Billy, but watching around the league, I'm like, look, I mean, everybody looks beatable. Like this shit we should have won tonight. But I mean, he single-handedly lost himself. Yeah, single-handedly buried himself.
Yeah, now that's High Top Sports. That's my go-to on Florida. Look, they were ready to pop champagne bottles if he got fired. They were on Billy Napier watch for a couple of weeks after the beginning of that season, after Miami just wore them out, and they lost another game, and it's just like they were done. They were done with him. The Miami game kind of almost – you can't lose to Miami the way they did. But then they go 8-5, and they're back on the train.
How about them Gators, baby? Big time W against old Lane Train.
So believe me, they've got this game circled. It's at the Swamp, and they cannot wait. And if they win, they are going to go crazy, and they're going to rub it in our faces like you cannot believe. I promise you that. I know the Gators. So they're number 2. It was tough. They might be number 1, but I put Alabama number 1, and here's why. Bama has unlimited talent. Their blue chip ratio is through the roof. Nick Saban has them set up for life. And they brought in a really good coach in Kalen DeBoer. But for some reason, Josh Heupel's kind of had Alabama's number, winning 2 out of the last 3 years. Now, Neyland certainly played a role in that. So did Hendon Hooker. But we did beat them last year, and I don't think we scored a point in the first half. But our defense played so good that they kept us in the mini games last year. We had 3 first halves last year where we didn't score a point. That's why when Nico left, it didn't really break my heart, because the defense won a lot of those ball games or kept us into where we could win a game. Well, I can tell you Alabama's not happy. They don't like Tennessee winning 2 out of 3 from them, and they want their revenge.
When those Tennessee Volunteers travel to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Bryant-Denny Stadium, Nick Saban Field, one of the biggest games on my Alabama Crimson Tide schedule. Alabama is out for revenge. We lost in Neyland Stadium last year. As a matter of fact, we done lost to those Tennessee Volunteers 2 out of the last 3 years. It ain't gonna happen in 2025. Not in Tuscaloosa, not in Bryant-Denny Stadium, not on Nick Saban Field. So Tennessee, you better be ready the 3rd Saturday of October. But no matter how ready you are, you gonna take a L back to Rocky Top. You can believe that. You know what we gonna do? Nothing. Business as usual. We know how to act. We ain't finna tear down no goalposts, taking them nowhere. We know how to act. Business as usual. Winning the 3rd week in October for 15 years straight. That taught us a lot. Business as usual. No big deal.
Oh, yeah. You can tell they have not appreciated it. That's why I had to put them number 1. Like I said, you'll see if Florida does beat us at the Swamp, you're going to see some ugliness. They're going to be awful. Alabama probably won't. If they beat us, they won't. Now, granted, that's not been done yet. You never know. We got a really good defense this year. We don't know what Aguilar's going to do. We just don't. But I can tell you that's 5 ball clubs right there that they think there's blood in the water, and they're coming.
On proverb that tells us revenge is a dish that is best served cold. It is very cold in space.
Oh yeah, they're coming with blood in their eye, and they want to take Tennessee down, put us back where we used to be, and we got to decide: are we going to let them do that? We'll see. Tennessee is one of the must-watch teams in the country this year because of the Nico Joey Aguilar swap. But understand this: we have upset a lot of people the last 3 years with all those wins, and I just gave you the top 5. And especially those last 2 or 3, woo-hoo-hoo, man, it's going to be on those Saturdays. Anyway, if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover all these big college sports stories. If you've not subscribed, boom, boom, boom. That's a subscribe button. Won't cost you a dime. And right over here is the most recent video YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay. They want to win so bad.
Sweep the leg. You have a problem with that?